Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. Today is June 11th, and it is the 2-year anniversary of me starting this YouTube channel. So I just want to do a video talking about how I got it started and some of the things that I've learned over the past 2 years of stacking gold and silver on YouTube. So obviously, like I said, it's June 11th, but I first got exposed to YouTube stacking videos probably in late 2019, say October, November of 2019, and started watching it. I started gaining some interest, gaining some knowledge in it, and then we all know what happened in March of 2020. A lot of people over the next couple of months were experiencing a lot more downtime than would be usual, and so that's where I kind of got the idea after watching so many of the videos and as I said, gaining that interest and knowledge in it. I thought I'm going to start regularly picking up some silver and gold, and then just make a YouTube channel of this, start something for fun, and that's basically the reason why I started it. Now, it was mainly silver at first. There was a long time where I had just had silver, and then this is where I made my first mistake. The first gold that I picked up was actually the gram bar. Now, I'm not saying these are horrible and you should never pick them up, but they do carry a higher premium, say, than like the 10th ounce pieces. And as I said, I was just getting into it and just learning about all of the different tiers and the different premiums, and I didn't quite realize how much more the grams were than, say, the 10th ounce. So as I said, a little minor mistake, nothing huge, nothing that made me go into bankruptcy or anything like that. But I quickly learned that I should make my floor for buying gold at the 10th ounce mark, because those are the premiums that I find acceptable, at least for me in my stacking purchases. The next thing I learned by watching some videos, primarily Florida Stacker, he was the first one that I saw do this regularly, is stacking tubes. And I really fell in love with that idea, and like the idea of starting a tube of whatever it is, Britannias, Maple Leafs. You can have a couple on the go, and it sets very attainable goals for you to reach. And it definitely adds up quickly. You finish off tubes, you start off a fresh one. I store my stuff in monster boxes, so you can definitely see those rows filling up, and you might have an ammo can, whatever it is. However you store it, you'll definitely see that the tubes will definitely start accumulating quickly. And it's a good way of changing things up. Like I said, maybe you just want to have 2 on the go, but you can always switch out which 2 you would like. Say you finish your Britannia tube, then you pull out an empty tube and you say, I want to fill this full of random generic rounds. Then you fill that one up and you say, oh, now I want some Maple Leafs. So it's a good way of getting a variety in your stack, keeping things fresh. But like I said, the main thing that I like about it is those, very easily attainable goals to set for yourself. And the weight definitely adds up quickly. So if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you do know I live up in Canada. I live in Toronto. And before stacking, I never really knew too much about our currency, our coins and our bills. I had some old bills kicking around, but they were from like the 80s. Like, they weren't even that old. And it never once crossed my mind that, of course, there would be a different person on the money before Queen Elizabeth. It's just Queen Elizabeth has been on there for so long, since 1952. She's been on there for 70 years. It just never crossed my mind that, well, yeah, of course there would have been somebody different, because I had never seen a coin like that. So getting into stacking has actually taught me a little bit more about, Canadian currency. Just this down here, for instance, I had never seen a Canadian $50. They're not circulated. You never see them in your change. There are some sets where you can get like a penny to toonie, which is our $2 coin, kind of like just like a plastic cellophane wrapped, almost like a postcard it looks like, and you get all the circulated currency. I think they put the $50 in those sets, but for me, I never ever came across them before I started stacking. And this is that example of a person on the coin that is not Queen Elizabeth. That is King George VI. I have plenty of the George VI and my half dollars, and I'm going to get into the full silver dollars in a second. But I also have some coins that have King George V, and I have 2 coins that actually have Queen Victoria on them. So I thought that was pretty cool, and you know, it was common sense. I had just never thought of it, that of course there would be somebody different on them, but it was just cool to, you know, kind of hold a, you know, it sounds kind of cheesy or corny, but you know, a little bit of history in your hands. You know, it's old coins, they're beautiful, and you have no idea whose pockets these could have been in. And just like with the half dollars, no idea that we had Canadian silver dollars either. These are beautiful, and they have plenty of different designs. The totem and the Voyager coin here, that's got a nice crack down the middle of it there. But yeah, here's some Canadian silver dollars. These are the 80% ones, and there are plenty of different designs for certain years on the Canadian silver dollar. But the one in the middle there, that is the Voyager. That's the design that you're going to see the most on these Canadian silver dollars. And another big thing that happened during my two years of stacking silver on YouTube is the movement, the Wall Street silver. I know people are sick of hearing it, but you know, we all know that it's kind of led to kind of just a permanent high premium era that we're all still dealing with. And yeah, unfortunately, with a lot of the silver, it doesn't make too much sense to pick it up with the premiums that are tacked on it. So that's when I kind of got a little bit heavier into stacking gold. I didn't pick up too much gold for the first, I'd say 9 months that I was stacking. But since then, I have over 5 ounces. I only have the 1 full ounce. The rest are fractional. But I find that picking up a 1/4 ounce here, a 1/10 ounce there, it definitely adds up. And I've fallen in love with the gold. It looks gorgeous. It feels so substantial in your hands. Even just something as small as a 1/4 ounce when you get it in your hand, it's just got a nice heft to it. And yeah, as I said, this is the first 1 ounce gold coin that I have. My long-term goal is to pick up 10 of these 1 ounce maple leafs, because that will fill a a tube, a mint tube from the Royal Canadian Mint. For the 1 ounce, it's 10 instead of 20. So that's why I'm setting that goal, because 10 I find is a more reasonable goal to achieve. It's still going to take me years to get there, but I do want to pick up 10 of these. And the Britannia, I believe, is a tie for my favorite gold coin in my stack. It is tied with the Libertad that I have here, the Proof Libertad. But I have a 1/10 ounce and a 1/4 ounce here, and I have a 1/10 ounce and a 1/4 ounce maple leaf as well. For these 2 coins, the maple and the Britannia, I would like to get the 1/10, 1/4, half, and full in all of them. So 8 coins in total, and I just need the half to finish off the maple leaf, and I need the half and the full 1 ounce to finish off the Britannia. And the maple leaf also has the 20th and the maple gram. The Britannia does not. So I might eventually pick up the 20th, but you know, the premiums on it are crazy. And the maple gram, of course, being that 1 gram, it does carry a high premium as well. So I'm not really too interested in picking those up. I can pick them up anytime. If I find a good deal, that's probably when I'll pull the trigger. But yeah, definitely want to get the 1/10 to 1 ounce sizes each for the Britannia and maple. And another thing that I did while I was trying to outweight the higher premiums on these silver is kind of splurge and treat myself to some silver coins that I wanted but were just too expensive, kind of like these Libertads. And the reason I did that is because these carried a higher premium to begin with, but they weren't affected by the increase in premiums after like the Wall Street silver and the attempted squeezes, all that stuff. Britannias, maples, especially ASCs, you saw those premiums go through the roof. But when you looked at a Libertad, at least up here in Canada, the premiums were basically untouched. So, you know, I just thought I'm not going to be stacking Libertads just because they are that much more expensive. But I did want to pick up a few just because they were a beautiful coin. And with the premiums not being as affected on them as some other coins, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on a few. And as I said, not like I'm going to be stacking tubes of them, but I'm glad that I have a 5 ounce, a 2 ounce, and a 1 ounce. and that is an antiqued in the silver, and I have just the regular BU versions of silver. I wouldn't mind getting a reverse proof coin and a proof Libertad in any size. And after I get that, after I get a Libertad in each of the coin style for the silver, I'm good. I probably won't pick up any more. I might pick up one of the older ones from the 80s that have the older design. That's probably going to be the last of the Libertads that I buy, because they are beautiful. I love the look of them, but you know, they are quite expensive, and they're just sort of like a little treat for me, because I'm mainly focused on picking up as much weight as possible. And when I first started, I was kind of looking around at some of the collector pieces as well, some collector coins, but I quickly learned that, oh yeah, the premiums on those are through the roof as well. But then I noticed that there are regular kind of like investment grade bullion coins that have like ongoing series that you can collect. One of my favorite ones that is ongoing right now is the Creatures of the North. So you can pick up these. These are 2-ounce coins from the Royal Canadian Mint. They're the same diameter as the Maple Leaf. They're just obviously, you know, twice as chunky to be that 2-ounce size. Yeah, these, you could pick up one of these for cheaper than 2 Maple Leafs from some places. And the Royal Canadian Mint does not give much updates on the Creatures of the North series. I don't know when the third one's going to come out. I don't know what the third coin design is going to be. But all I know is when the third one comes out, I will definitely be picking it up, because yeah, I'm glad that I got on the ground floor of this one. I believe it was March when the Kraken was released, March of 2020. So right around the time I was just getting into to stacking, this series was created. Unlike the Queen's Beast, where I got into stacking right when that was ending, and I looked on eBay to see some of the coins that were first issued, and on the secondary market, the first coins in the series are quite expensive if you're looking to retroactively go back and complete the set. And as far as what the future holds, I do think that silver still is going to be playing a big role in my purchases. I do still have plenty of long-term goals that I want to finish. Like I said, plenty of tubes and monster boxes on the go. But I am going to shift my focus maybe a little bit more towards generic bars to help with that the ease of the premiums. And my favorite one so far, I've picked up 2 so far, and I am looking at getting more. And in bigger sizes, but these beautiful cast poured bars, and particularly the half kilo size, these 500 gram bars, this is, you know, quite hefty, quite substantial in your hand, and I can't wait to get the full kilo bar. Now the other half kilo bar that I have isn't as long, and it doesn't have as much surface area, and it's not as skinny. The other one that I have is quite chunky, and it's probably, I'd say from here down is the size of it, and obviously it's quite a bit more chunky to make up the rest of that weight. I like the look of this better. This is the type of bar that I like, at least in this size. Don't get me wrong, there are some times where I like the chunk. I like the chunky 2-ounce coins. I like the chunky little hand-poured like Monarch Metals bars that you can get. But yeah, this is my new favorite style of silver, is this long, sort of skinny half kilo bar. And like I said, can't wait to get more of these and eventually move up to the kilo size. So yeah, that was just a video I wanted to make talking about 2 years of stacking silver on YouTube. I have learned quite a bit. I have changed up some of the stuff that I've purchased, when I've purchased, how much I've purchased, and you know, it'll continue to change in the future. But I'd like to hear what you guys think. You know, I do enjoy hearing from you guys in the comments. It's been fun getting to know a lot of you over the 2 years, and yes, continuing the conversation in the comments of videos is something that I enjoy doing quite a bit. But yes, that is it for today's video. It has been a lot of fun getting to 2 years, and yeah, just gonna keep going, and I'm sure the next 2 years will fly by in no time, just like the first 2 did. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.